third grade. Today is the second part of lesson 4.6. I'm going to be pretty quick today. I just want to start on a couple of them from yesterday before I move on to today's. And you notice there were a couple of them that were giving you problems. I'm going to start with number 14 first. So the number was 197, and this is to the nearest 10, so we do underline the 9 and circle the 7. And the 7 indicates to us that because it's 5 and above, give it a shove, that we're going to go up. Well, you can't go up from 9 into the tens. So since it's 9 tens, we need to go to 10 tens. So if we go up to 10 tenths, there's already 1 in the hundreds place. So that would be 19 tens, so then we would need to round up to 200. So it should be like 20 tens. So this was to the nearest 10 is 200. And then for 503, this one gave you a lot of you trouble as well. So again, we underline the 0, circle the 3. 3 is below, there's 4 and below, lay it low, so that's going to stay the 0 there. So 500 is the nearest 10 there. So, and then I noticed some of you, so on the bottom half of page 226, so 436 for rounding it to the nearest 100 is 400. If we're rounding 352 to the nearest 100, it's also 400. So 400 plus 400 would give us 800. And then for 22, now we're rounding to the nearest 10, so this would become 440. This would become 350. So then we have 790 as our rounding. And then the total number, you needed to add 436 plus 352 and get the actual answer and see which one is closer, 800 or 790. And then that you should tell me whether rounding to the nearest 100 or rounding to the nearest 10 was closest to your correct answer. So that's what goes there. All right, so today we are continuing with rounding to the nearest 10 or hundreds. And in this case, today we're on page 227 in your workbook. You're probably, again, because you are going to be, I would figure in your actual workbook, but you can use that text box to put just yes and no and the actual and the real answer. So let's do the first one together. 93 minus 29 equals 64. So first we're rounding to the nearest 10. So again, I'm circling and underlining, so that gives me 90. And then I'm subtracting, and I'm going to do it vertically instead of horizontally because that's how I would normally do it, minus 29. And so I'm going to underline the 2. I know I need to go up, round up, because 9 is above 5, is 5 or above. So that's 30. That's going to give me 60 as my subtraction there. And is 60 close to 64? Yes, it is a reasonable answer. But then I'm actually going to go ahead and show 93 minus 29 and do my regrouping and ungrouping. 13 minus 9 is 4. 8 minus 2 is indeed 6. So yes, and then I'm going to write 64 right there. I'll do one more here, 25. I'm rounding to the nearest 10, so I'm going to look here and I'm going to say 113 is going to be closest to 110 plus, make sure you look and see if it's an addition sign or a subtraction sign. 110 plus 57, I'm going to round up 60. 0, 1, 7 tens, 170. That does not look like 140, so I'm going to say no. And now I find out the real answer. 113 plus 57. And I can even just from mentally math figure out that that's not true, because if 50, this is already over 100 and this is 57, I can't possibly with 100 and something that's near 50 be 140. So 3 plus 7 is 10, regroup 1, 2, and then plus the 5 is 7, and then 1, oh, look at that. My answer ended up being exact. Isn't that interesting? So 170 is your correct answer. All right, so let's just for fun, let's go down to this one and do this one together. So 542 minus, oh, so that one is, I'm going to group, so I'm going to underline and circle here. That makes it 540 minus, and then I'm going to put my 167 here, so underline that. I'm going to push it to 170. Zeros, do my regrouping. 14 minus 7, 370. Does that look like, oh no, definitely not. So then 4, and so now I'm going to do it for real. 542 minus 167. Regroup. Here we go, 5. Here we go, 4, 13. 13 minus 6 is 7. 375. So, ooh, they were off by 100, weren't they? So no, it should be 375. So you have two answers here. One, is it yes or no? Is it, and then what is the real answer? So if the real answer, go ahead and put if it's the real answer, go ahead and put it again. If it's not, put the correct answer. All right, and then I'm going to ask you to go ahead and do Puzzle Penguin. We're not going to worry about this extra one down here at the bottom. You're not even going to see that on your assignment today, but you see it in your book. But I'm going to read Puzzle Penguin, and then you're going to give me an answer. So it says, "Dear math students, today my teacher asked me to estimate an answer to this problem. Mrs. Smith's class brought in 384 soup labels. Mr. Alvarez's class brought in 524 soup labels. About how many labels did the two classes bring in?" And here's Puzzle Penguin's workings. About 800 soup labels were brought in when he did his work. Is my answer correct? If not, please correct my work and tell me what I did wrong. Your friend, Puzzle Penguin. So write in the answer to Puzzle Penguin. Think about, what do we always ask for? We always ask for a yes or no. Is he correct? So that's the first part. Then we always ask what did he do wrong? That's the second part. Showing what you do need to do and explaining it. Okay? And showing the work. So I'm looking for that, mostly the explanation about what he did wrong and what the correct answer should be will go in your text box right here. All right, thank you, friends. Good luck in your math today, and I'll see you tomorrow.